Thus,
the technical
ahoy day
issue.
They
once
will be
again
here
to
momentarily.
ye mateys! I
This
be
is the
your
chaos
stylishly
that-
sweaty and
pretty much.
uncomfortably bearded DM, Josh the Pirate, and it brings me more excitement than a large business owner carefully crafting rules which restrict competition and increase revenue without care for the world of the ecosystem that has arisen around their product, to welcome you back to Corsair's Cove and my Humblewood world for more of Midnight and Madness. Above me, I have my hearty crew, the kindly Rachel Fuka, the knowledgeable Jack O'Brien, the kooky Roro, and the knightly Dan Swelto. So, let's talk about these
Wow.
knightly people.
Love it.
To trade you for that beard.
That's pretty
Yeah. Sure, blame OBS, the thing that I always blame because it's always the fault. Rachel, tell me who the absolute heck you are.
How dare he speak the truth?
Hello, my name is Rachel Fuka. I'm a writer, actor, creative trash at large. You can
missed
find
hearing
me
this.
on various social media accounts at Rachel Fuka, and you can find my book that I wrote, The Rings of Mars, right here on the internet. And it would warm my kindly heart if you were to check it out. It would be cool.
You're making me look stupid with the voice.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Jack,
No
who the
threats.
heck are you, you new affiliate champ, you?
That's true. That's me. Hello, my name is Jack O'Brien. I am a professional game master. You can find me at www.dungeonmasterforhire.com.au before everyone leaves the D&D system. Yeah, topical references. There you go. Yes, you can also find me on the socials and on Twitch as Jack Squarepeg. And Josh is correct. We recently very randomly reached affiliate. I thought it would take much longer. Thankfully, I have my lovely artist partner. I kind of mentioned to her a couple of days before, we should work on emotes just in case. Turns out that was a good choice. There we are. So please go ahead and give a follow there. We're playing through Call of Cthulhu, Dark Corners of the Earth, a 2006 game that is absolutely a game from 2006. But it's actually wonderful. It's just also janky as fuck. So watch me lose my mind live on the internet when there's all sorts of very arbitrary specific mechanics that you have to learn by trial and error with unskippable cutscenes because it's a game from 2006. Whee!
Does it have a lot of quick reflex? So like, smash the button quickly, otherwise you don't.
It hasn't happened yet, no,
okay.
but it's a game from Bethesda. So we did actually find our first Bethesda bug where like all of a sudden there was a random Innsmouth citizen in the wall. And I just wasn't supposed to acknowledge it. I'm like, all right, I'm moving on, I guess.
I had a little old lady who was a quest giver from a different town sticking out of a mine shaft wall for some reason, like just 90
That's fair.
degrees to the wall and just sort of sticking out one. And it was just like,
Yeah.
I had to duck to move under her.
That's fantastic.
It seemed polite. I think that was Skyrim. Dan, who the absolute heck are you?
Hello. Hello. I am Sir Dan of the Meat Space, or known as Sir Direb in the Cyber Kingdom. It is you can find me here playing another robot person, like my suit of armor that you can clearly see. Please help me out here. And I guess kill the enemies.
Oh my god, so
Trample
knightly.
upon them. Like you're jousting. Yeah.
Oh no, that's not the one I was looking for. It's this. This is the one we wanted. This is the one.
Oh, please.
Thank
you.
I
Thank
went
you.
with dramatic
Brave
note. It should have been final.
Sedan ran away.
Final fanfare was what I was looking for. Okay, I was like,
Yeah.
fuck, quickly scroll.
It's the final fanfare.
So Dan needs an announcer, humble squire or bard. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Well, speaking of
idea.
the knight in the party, Roro, who the heck are you?
Hi, well, I'm kooky today, and that makes sense because I've like actually forgotten who I am at the moment. It's like still that like weird period of time where the new year is here, the old year is gone, and kooky matches. But I think I'm Roro. So I'm usually I'm not an educator right at this very second, so that's why my mind is like, ooh.
Are you still employed?
Oh yeah, I'm still employed. I'm just like it's
being a
school
dick.
holidays on the education front. So I'm just a theatre maker right now, so then kooky as fuck. So I'm Roro. You can follow me on Instagram at Crowdventurers, where you can see photos of my many travel adventures and photos of my dog Charlie with the large ears. They're very worthwhile. And I also have a fringe show coming up if you happen to be in Perth, Western Australia, and have children. The Little Good Wolf is coming to Fringe World on the 20th of January, and I'll be there as the Little Good Wolf.
And mesdames et messieurs, dames und herren, and beings of indeterminate gender and persuasion, I be Josh the Pirate, and you can find me here on my channel, Corsair's Cove, where I play D&D, or at least I will for the next while. We'll find out. Let's see. I will continue telling stories and playing games with my friends. The stories won't change. The method with which we used to do it might. Let's consider that a threat. If you want to see me in person, you can check me out next week in Perth, in the Cultural Centre, where I will be Josh the Pirate, the captain of the treasure hunt that we are doing there for. So again, if you have small children, bring them in and we can do a treasure hunt where we find some mermaids, including my friend Melody the Mermaid. Because things have come full circle, and now the kid that I taught when she was 14 is now employing me. Feels good.
They liked you enough.
Yeah, well, no, she's a sweetie. She's an absolute sweetie. And Ro and I think Rach know her. Ro definitely does. If you like my majestic voice but you think I could stand to tone the face down a bit, you can check me out on the podcast There Be Dragons, where I play the infamous and deadly pirate Skern Felspar und this little dragon, Rosh. Sure, Omi, let's go with that. How are you, Omi, by the way? And Happy New Year to all of you. Thank you so much for joining us. Ardana, Omi, all of our lovely other people in chat, you bloody champions, good to see all of you. So, been a time. And it's also been a place, and I must remind our charming, replete, and possibly even debonair audience to please like, follow, and subscribe, but I know all of you bloody champions do. We've got all the socials. Yeah, I didn't spell it right because I didn't say ! Socials. There we go. We have the YouTube, which I've started putting up fun things on that isn't directly just the games we play. And if you want to check us out on our Discord, you can, because it's here. There, like that. And it would be groovy if you did. We are also using Sirenscape for the music that is gracing your ear holes, and I cannot endorse Wootenforge enough. WF for wootenforge.com. Use !wootenforge.com/Corsair's Cove. Head on over there and you can purchase some beautiful handcrafted wooden tabletop accessories like this beautiful thing. Aaron sent me a message today on Discord. Aaron Wooten himself. He was like, hey, can I get a black and white version of your logo? And I'm just like, curiosity intensifies. And he would not tell me why. Very mean of him. So we'll see what that turns out, and I promise I'll open it on stream. So, guys, I think we need to talk about, firstly, let's talk about the Ukrainian people, because new year, but not new invasion, fortunately. They are, however, still dealing with the old invasion. So if you guys have any spare pennies, you could chuck them towards the people of Ukraine, who are having a hopefully better, but not amazing time. I cannot spell. There we go, Ukraine. Boom. There are two different links in chat for the Ukrainian Action Emergency Appeal and for the Curious Compendium of Slavic Myth. Either of those links will take you to a place where you can give money towards people helping the Ukrainian people. One of them is to the British Red Cross, that's the bottom one. You also get yourself a 38-page D&D booklet. And the top one is to the Emergency Action Appeal, which is an Australian charity raising money specifically for Ukrainian refugees. Either one of those is great. Please give what you can, you bloody legends. So let's talk about what happened in the world, in this world, in the Barovia place, in the Barovia times, to these lovely miscreants last season. And I've thrown them a bone and said I'll do it this time. So we began last season with meeting a new friend, Smoothie, a little Chiro Terran, who was having a bit of an issue with being hunted by a vampire. Small issue, not a problem. He managed to escape Barovia using a little totem that his grandfather gave him before he was eaten. And then, he managed to get to the Humblewood, as he was instructed, to get some defenders of Alderheart to help him with that whole being eaten by a vampire problem. He made it to the Humblewood and managed to catch up with Trish Caper and Helvig Dewpoint. Two lovable heroes who have just resolved the whole invaded by fire elementals thing in their home place, and then got Helvig a shiny chrome new body to call his own that he doesn't have to share with anybody if he doesn't want to. Smoothie recruited the two of them and took them for a short side quest to the Humblewood capital, Alderheart itself, burned down a temple, then went. They went back to Barovia and hooked up with Smoothie's buddy from before times, Selenox, a Humblewood native who gotten transported there because Strahd kind of liked the look of her. Not sure whether or not in a sexy way or just in a you're kind of groovy and maybe you could be my apprentice, I don't know, perhaps. We're not sure. He hasn't been specific enough either yet. One way or t'other, Selenox isn't down. Well, I don't want to speak for Selenox, but she appears to not be down. So they hung out in Kresk for a while. They resolved an issue with the Burgomaster's son being dead. He's not anymore. Spoilers. And then they helped. They're working on a wedding dress for the priest, the abbot, who helped them with that thing. The abbot, Helvig is super sus about. There's a deep suspicion bordering on fucking certainty that the abbot is in fact an Astorial. Like an angel person. But they decided to get the heck out of Kresk eventually, going looking for a wedding dress for the abbot's creation. They went to Valakai. And which is a super happy town where nothing goes wrong and everyone smiles uncomfortably lots. They dealt with a couple of problems in Valakai. They found a nice wedding dress. It's not necessarily a wedding dress, but it's red, but that's sort of Strahd's color, so maybe. It's a nice dress. It maybe will do, we hope so. They then also hooked up with Esmerelda de Venier, the vampire hunter extraordinaire Jabin lady, who said, look, meet me in Berez and I'll do a Taroka reading for you. They did also, just on another side mission to sort of get the bones of St. Andral back from somebody who had stolen them, they encountered 3 vampires, which they killed. First blood to the party, and Trish doesn't have to kill somebody else for 2 days. Because it's been a day of travel, don't forget that. They have just arrived at Berez. After meeting up with Esmerelda, she read the Taroka for them, told them where the things they have to do and find and be are, and what they are, and what they might have to do, and who they might be. And then they got to Berez with Esmerelda and found it pretty empty. I don't know if you'd actually inquired whether or not the place was groovy and functioning and alive, but it's not.
Wait. So when we got to the hut on a stump, that's actually the town
Berez.
we were going to.
You got to the place you were going, yeah.
Oh, I just thought it was a groovy place in the woods.
I suppose, here's the thing. We sort of ended at that point. Like, you came over a rise, you saw a few ruins, and a house on a big stump that moves a bit. And that's pretty much where we ended. So I suppose that would be a decent place as anywhere to start up again. Tony Karlstrom has redeemed an inspiration for me, you bloody champion. Oh, yep. Stop. Well, we need that. Hey, Serum, good to see you, buddy. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone. It's so cool to see all of you. Bishop Blood, thank you. Hi, and everything. You excellent human beings. Yes, Rachel.
Before we jump in, my brain is a sieve. Could we get a refresher of what the cards were?
Oh, well, let's see if I noticed.
It's in the Discord. I did write it down.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Was it pinned?
Because I did not.
As long as someone knows, that's fine.
I don't know I don't think I have the power to pin, but I did write it down what I heard.
Okay, brilliant. Probably a ways up, but we'll find it.
Score for 10. Don't worry about it.
Rhythm says, I prefer Strumblewood to Humble Strahd. I quite like Strumblewood as well. Alrighty. Hey Lilith. stop streaming while I'm away. Unfortunately, Lilith, this is just the time we stream. First of all...
Oh, there we go.
Did we know that Smoothie and Helvig got inspiration as well?
Oh, they did, yes.
Thank you.
Serum has gifted
Serum
Helvig.
and Dextrethcon.
Dextrethcon has given it to Smoothie.
Thanks, buddy.
Have friends in chat.
Yeah, must be nice.
I mean, Tony's your mate.
Oh, no, I'm
whenever does...
I'm not salty
when
about
does
it.
Tony give it to anybody else?
It did sound salty. It wasn't salty, I promise.
And I create a thread I can.
And I love Tony.
I'm getting so excited every time Selenox's stat sheet comes up. I like have a little happy death. I'm like, oh, there it is again.
It's cool, yeah. Yeah, we now have those, and I did them myself. And then I changed the overlay because it didn't fit. Well, I think we should get into it. So, mateys, may your New Year's be jolly and all your gaming licenses remain open as we head tremulously at first, and then with mounting anxiety and dread into 2023. I mean, Barovia.
No, bring back heat and passion.
So we return to Barovia and... spoilers, the ruins of Berez, where someone has a really neat hut built on the stump of a huge tree that's walking around like a spider. The rest of the village is apparently deserted, much of it flooded by the nearby Luna River. Little remains of most of the buildings. The river and now the marsh have done a number on them all. On an elevated patch of ground to the southwest, ruins of a splendid mansion glower down over their fetid domain. Scattered throughout the marshy area are a bunch of scarecrows, all apparently inanimate.
And Esmeralda's with us, isn't she?
And yes, you are accompanied by Esmerelda de Venia, a gerbine with a wooden leg, and a really groovy cart.
And if I remember correctly, she was leading us because we were helping her find her master.
He is looking for Rudolph van Ricthen, a servant vampire hunter, quite a famous monster slayer, even beyond Barovia. He can come and go as he pleases, apparently, and he is famous in the Humblewood as well. Not like Trish Caper famous, but pretty famous. To the point where I think Selenox had heard of him, as I recall. Music is a little loud. Noted. I pumped it up and I should. Let's change the music up because we're in Berez now. So, yes, you come over this rise. Okay. We come over a rise and look out over a marshy, swampy area. And fun fact, here is a picture of that moving house that we were talking about before.
Whoa.
It's terrifying.
It's not as groovy as you guys seem to be reacting to it last week. Van Ricthen is a planeswalker.
Hashtag spoiler.
Oh my god.
So it's a pretty groovy image. I love that one. It's a lot creepier than the map of it, which is a bit looks like a tree stump because you're looking at it from top down. Around it, it is sort of in the center of a cluster of buildings and semi-flooded terrain. There are some pathways and things through the muck. Some of it looks traversable, some of it would be considered difficult terrain. But Esmerelda sort of stops, and she did say this last time. She says, "Oh, wasn't this bad last time I was here?"
When was the last time you were here?
About 6 months ago, I think. Some people had started rebuilding.
Well, this is fucked. And I hate fucking scarecrows. Hate 'em.
Yes. I wonder if the scarecrows have anything to do with the crows in the cages. Mounted on the front of the little house, there are a pair of large cages, like man-sized cages, that are just full of birds. And the birds are pretty raucously cawing, I think is the word. They do not seem happy.
Oh. If that's lunch, I reckon we should let him out.
Yeah, and I will start seeing if there's an obvious lock or something like that. Or if I can just
They are.
we're not-
It is a long way away.
Yeah.
It is probably 200 feet away. This is you are looking at it from the hilltop leading down into the town. In fact, do you want a map? I can give you a map.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, map.
Nice like that. Which one? Which one is it? It's that one. Okay. Boop. So, up there on the stream, you are coming down from the top right.
Oh.
I don't know if you can see it, but I hope so.
Yeah, it's on my phone.
Not so much.
It's gonna have to audibly tell
Okay.
me.
Yeah,
Hang
now I
on.
can say it.
Let me make it bigger.
Oh no, don't worry about me. It's all good. Someone will just have to tell me what's
Top right. Yes.
There is a road coming down from the top right, and you're looking down at it. Each of those squares is 100 feet. So yeah, you are about halfway down
shit.
that
It's
road.
very big.
It's a big
Yeah.
map. And all of the village seems to be sort of, now you're looking at a little closer. Yeah, the village proper would seem to be completely flooded out. You can see several streets worth of houses. It wouldn't have been a big town, a little bit, maybe about the same size as Kresk, sort of probably a couple of hundred population. But I don't think you'd actually been told what had happened here or why.
No.
Yeah. Serum, this is from the book. I didn't write this.
So the scarecrows that are marked on the map are all the X's scarecrows,
Yes.
Yeah.
and the stump hut is that you 1, 3, 2.
I believe it is 3.
Yeah, you three. It looks like a
Right.
spider
Yeah.
legs.
Okay, I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
meta question. Not quite meta, but just for my own knowledge.
Yep.
I imagine, because I actually had a look at the map again this afternoon before we started.
Yes.
Again, I imagine that as far as the locations that Smoothie and Biggin would have gone to, would have probably been as far as Valakai and no further, no closer towards Castle Ravenloft. With that in mind, feel free to correct me if you like, but I imagine, given what they practice, it doesn't make too much sense logically to.
I don't think they would have gone often, but I feel like my impression was the Biggin's calling was like, "No, fuck this. I'm going to go to the place where I'm needed." He would have avoided it probably if he had, like, if he could. But if someone asked him specifically to go closer, he would. He wouldn't let fear of Strahd stop him. I think
that makes sense.
That's my vibe on it.
But the majority of the time, we were kind of on the west side of the Luna River.
Yeah.
And the reason I ask is because, therefore, when was the last time do you think I was here?
Oh, Berez?
Yes.
You probably haven't been to Berez. It has not been settled, it hasn't been settled for a while.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, and I know that.
You might know that. It's knowledge you may possess. It has been abandoned for a while.
Yeah.
So if you ever ask, hey, why haven't we ever been there? Your grandfather would probably have told you.
There's nothing to go to. Yeah.
Yeah. But you may have heard on the grapevine. In fact, let's have first roll of the season. Let's have a history check. Let's see how much Smoothie does know about this.
Okay. Straight roll?
Yes.
Alrighty.
77. I mean, not bad.
Just a 7, I'm afraid.
Just a 7.
Minus
Yeah. Oh, rough. Yeah, you know that it's not inhabited. You know that a Strahd-related thing went down probably, like, well before your grandfather's time.
I'll use inspiration on this. I think I know what you're getting at, and I feel like this is something Smoothie would probably know. So
yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit better. That's 13.
13. Yeah. Strahd destroyed this place. They did something here. You're not 100% sure on what, but Strahd did something here, or the people here did something that offended him so badly that he destroyed this place. You did hear of people talking about resettling. Hi, Maya Joseph. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for the follow, you bloody champion. Avast, matey! We're doing very well. New year, new us, new season, and we are in Barovia with a Humblewood. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to the crazy, as Serum says. So yeah, you know that shit went down. You're not 100% on what, but it was something that offended Strahd to the point where he burnt down the town.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why, but I imagine that the rumors would have only grown since he started about maybe him being able to control the weather, right?
Yeah. You definitely know that he made the river rise.
Yeah. And I will say that kind of out loud, almost kind of casually looking down at this, and just like, Strahd didn't like this place for some reason. He flooded it.
Esmerelda says, "Oh, yes, he did. The story I heard was it was over a woman. About 100 years ago, so the story goes, a peasant girl named Marina, a Terran. She bore an uncanny resemblance to Strahd's old love, Tatiana. He came, seduced her one night, and bit her, meaning to turn her to a vampire. Unfortunately, well, fortunately for the girl, I suppose, a little, it's hard to say, the Burgermeister and the town priest killed her to save her soul before she could be fully turned to vampire. In revenge, Strahd killed them horribly and used his power to raise the river, flooding the place. This was about 100 years ago, drove all the villagers away. Some of them were coming back, I heard. This is why I thought it was good to come to, but I don't see anyone.
Is it worth looking into? Do you think he might have come through here?
It is entirely possible, though I am very curious about that house.
Okay.
That was not here the last time I was here, and people were. There was half a dozen families starting to rebuild. Maya Joseph, we stream twice a week. We will be back on Thursday night with a different crew talking about the last season before we get back into the next one.
Marina. That name. Doesn't that name ring a bell? I feel like it rings a bell. Does it ring a bell? Anyone else? Just me?
You are welcome to make a history check.
I think I know where the name is from, but it might just be my brain. Well, I rolled a 20. So,
filthy 20.
Filthy 20, but it's a 20 nonetheless.
Why do you think it is familiar to you?
I might be so wrong, but isn't that what names?
The golem.
Names are hard. Yeah.
The golem is Vereska.
God damn it. All right, don't worry.
Or Vereska. It's not actually named after.
No, but you're not
Daria's
wrong.
cat.
Did Selenox actually get a look at the?
So here's the thing: with a 20, Selenox, you would have heard rumblings in your time here. You've been around the traps a little bit. You're an outsider, so you're listening for stuff that seems weird even to the locals. 20 is pretty darn high. I would say you have heard rumblings of a girl in Barovia itself, the town, not the the plain, who looks uncomfortably like Tatiana.
And has that name or just...
No, her name is not Marina. Her name is Irina.
Well, that's disturbingly similar. All right.
Yeah. Well, let's get this over with, I guess. Esmeralda, the last time we dealt with scarecrows, they came alive. I'm sure you know about that, but just in case, just be careful.
Esmeralda was like, yes, that is something that can happen. Where did you see them, out of curiosity?
We were on the road between Berez and Velikai. Sorry, not Berez and Velikai. Kresk and Velikai.
And she says, oh, I must have... That is interesting. Because I came through there not long before you. Mind you, I was cutting cross-country. Perhaps that is why I didn't see them.
We were a big party on a wagon. So
Easily spotted.
We have a bird with us. They might have gotten confused.
You referring to Selenox?
Yeah.
You had like 3 then.
Feathers, and they went, ooh.
Because Yevgeny was a raptor. And he had 1 eye. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that.
it's come
What?
up. It's come
Yevgeny
up.
had 1 eye?
I know, right?
Yo.
Still sexy.
Rachel is also a writer.
It's still sexy.
Okay. Either I'll let Esmeralda lead. It's her significant person, or if she doesn't look like she's moving, I'll start.
I think possibly... You see that building over there on the rise? Perhaps we check there? He wouldn't be in any of these. But how best do you suppose we go about getting there is the trick. And the building she is indicating is U2 on the map, I think. And it I put the map in the Discord, guys, as well, so if you want a bigger one.
Appreciate it.
And it's on the far side of the village is a slight hill, on which is a ruined mansion. Clearly was quite a spectacular place in its time. The other big trick that I haven't mentioned that you definitely would have noticed, now that you're taking a few minutes to actually stand and observe, in front of the hut, which isn't moving a lot, it's sort of every now and again a root moves. It's more like it's keeping its place in the current rather than like actually going somewhere. It's just sort of just adjusting to stand somewhere. In front of it is floating upside down a huge skull.
Cool.
It is the skull, however, of no animal you have ever seen.
Sus.
You can
How
roll
big is huge?
large enough to be used as a chariot.
Oh my god.
It is
Right.
large enough to contain one medium-sized person, and it's floating. Is the other important thing.
Are they having a visitor?
So I got 2 questions, Esmeralda. Is that walk and hut thing? Is that normal for around here?
No, I have never seen anything like that. I am thinking I should maybe, when we get closer, cast a spell on it to find out why it is doing what it is doing. And the Dungeon Master is going to check my spell list now.
I
Oh,
see.
great. All right, cool. And that skull. What the fuck is
Yes.
that?
Hey, chat!
Oh, yeah.
In fact, let's say, because we've got Maya Joseph and they're new, chat, Maya Joseph, would you do me the splendid favor of typing !nature in chat, please? ! The word nature. If they're still around, it'd be great. He has clairvoyance, lightning bolt, magic circle, dark vision, knock, mirror image, greater invisibility, protection from evil and good, magic missile, and shield. As well as firebolt, light, mage hand, and prestidigitation. He is a 7th level spellcaster. Pretty dope.
Okay, so we're gonna get so much XP if we kill her.
Esmeralda, yeah. She's worth a lot. She's a CR8
Helvig.
creature.
No.
I'm just saying it's an option.
curse as well.
It's an option.
Imagine Johnny Two-Eye that has no eyes. Alrighty. Well, Tony, thank you very much for the inspiration. You can do it, Tony. It looks like we're having a lurk. Maya Joseph's having a lurk. At 15, Esmeralda does know what that is. She says, a giant.
Just a giant.
Sort of
I mean, I can
giants.
see that it's.
No. They are not native to this plane. Or yours, in fact. They died out many long time ago, centuries. They are huge, 20 meters tall at least. Humanoids, but lacking fur or feathers. Except a little on their heads. Mostly just skin.
Okay.
Similar
And they're
in
just called
build to a
giant, like
mapatch,
big.
but they don't have tails. And they are called giants. They are very similar to another species in appearance, humans. Again, not native here, but just bigger versions, which is why they are called giants. But this
Wow.
one would seem to be the head of a giant. A hill giant, I would guess, given the brow ridge. Very
So
stupid.
there's different flavor
There's-
of giant.
There are
If
different
it's
ones.
called a human and it's a bigger version of a human, why didn't they just call it a hugeman?
They should
That's
have,
true.
and in the future, when I've referred to them, I will. In fact, I will say that is a
It's
hill,
just a natural.
a hill hugeman. Hugeman is it's
Yeah.
solid. Jack, you already have inspiration, so you can't.
No,
have
I
another
used
set.
it.
Oh, you do. Then you can have one. That was very good. I like that. All the nature. So yeah, it's a hill giant skull floating upside down, about 3 feet off the ground.
By the tree. By the spider house.
Yeah. In front of the front door. Like, so the person could get into it without getting their feet wet.
Oh. I think it's like a visitor.
Right, well, that's
Somebody
normal.
parked their car.
It is definitely not normal. The creatures, they used to live in Barovia, but millennia ago. Before it was transported away.
Right, yeah. I was being sarcastic, mate, but whatever.
Apologies.
What number are we at, by the way? Just so I know, because I
Uh,
only recently got the map.
you are still top right. You haven't moved.
Okay.
So
Some-
you're-
We've been.
All right.
We
Is
just
it-
noticed it because
Stop
we've been
moving.
standing so long.
Yeah, Helvig and Trish, you did meet an elf.
Yeah, the
um,
flamingo.
Yeah, the flamingo.
That was an elf, though. I haven't put it together.
No,
Like, that's a
no,
different thing.
I'm just
Yeah,
trying to
that's
think
a
because
different
a
thing.
human skull looks very little like a human face. This is the problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, like
mm,
Yeah.
giant.
The elf had this bit on the front, and I don't see the bit on the front
Yeah,
on that
yeah.
skull, so it can't be the same thing.
I mean, you know what a
Yeah.
nose is, but it's a weird shaped nose.
I know what cartilage is, though.
Yeah,
is
yeah,
the thing.
yeah.
Does it look like we can get to where
Then it does.
Esmeralda wanted to go, or is there something in the way?
Yeah, basically, you could go through. You'd have to be wading essentially, or you could skirt around and avoid the scarecrows, which you are wary of for valid reasons.
So sorry, the house that we want to get to, is that U6 or is that U2?
You too.
Right.
Hey, you
In
too.
fact, Selenox,
can-
if you are looking at U6, you can make me a perception check.
Oh, all right.
I mean, I can make people fly as well.
That would be handy.
Nat 20.
Oh,
Nat 20. Wow, you're rolling
Plus
good
one.
today. Plus
21.
one. Yeah,
21.
Selenox, you're like, I'm going to look not at the village, and you look over the river. The river is, I mean, you're looking the best part of half a mile away. You can see some standing stones, like a druid circle, say, Stonehenge sort of situation, on the far side of the river at you. And just for the briefest of moments, and it was a nat 20 you needed for this,
Well,
you see the flash of clearly clearly humble folk made light,
like mundane light.
mundane light. It would look to be some sort of. It is actually, I would say, like the reflection of a mirror or a piece of shiny metal of the sun.
A sniper rifle.
So like,
Could be a sniper scope. Probably not, but it could be.
all right. Cool. I'm gonna point that out. Oi,
Telescope
you
or a
lot,
crossbow.
Huh.
that way.
Okay.
What?
So
What did you see? What do your?
See the circle,
Trig,
the
I
stones, the
see.
standing stones.
Oh
yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
It is
yeah.
an old druid circle.
Yeah, okay. Well, there's someone over there.
You can see
Yeah,
that from here. I
Well,
thought your
so
eyes
flash-
were good at dark, not okay. Well,
Wow.
we
What
have
gonna
two.
say?
We have two options then. Do we want to go? Anyone who is still here might be able to tell us what had happened.
Yeah,
If there's people, they might need help. So yeah, let's do that.
A good point. How are you all at swimming? Oh, I would love to see how Helvig does.
I feel like
You'll be like the Zelda boots,
Right,
the
right,
iron
right.
boots, just walking
Nah,
on the
we're
bottom.
on the top of a hill, yeah?
I'd sink.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
is the other side higher than us?
Well, there you have to go down to the river and then go back up. But yeah, there is a bit of a bank.
There's a bank lower.
Yes.
Right, I'm not fucking flying. I'm swimming.
It's not high enough that you could glide across the entire river. You get about 2/3 of the way. You
Even-
fall at
wait,
a
wait,
1-to-1 ratio. It's a foot to a foot. So you
Even-
can,
Even
you-
with my god damn, I can't remember.
So even with my super duper jump,
Well, I'm a heavy glider. It's a
that means
feat.
you can fly wearing heavy armor. Doesn't
Yeah,
mean you
but
can
it
fly any
also-
further.
No, it doesn't. But
I forgot. I'm looking through my inventory to see if I can figure something out. But then I have a
How-
sus toy from
Oh,
Alco,
damn, I thought there was
so-
a-
How
there was a
wide is the
movement
river?
Well, each square is about 300
100 feet
is
deep.
100 feet, so it's about 300 feet. The river is no more than 10 feet deep, though.
Okay.
I
Is it
think we
strong
should
current?
just wade.
It doesn't look super strong, but it's hard to determine from where you are.
Let's just do it.
Okay.
Okay, what if I make two people fly and those two people carry? Oh wait, then Esmeralda stuff because there's 5 of us.
Esmeralda, well, if you have this conversation out loud, Esmeralda says, "Well, I do have a solution, but it's only for me. So, I could take Smoothie, but he looks like he could fly." And she has climbed up onto the roof of her cart and has unfolded something and starts to unfold it a little bit more. And after about 3 sort of lifts and pulls and folds and clicks, she gets down off the roof with this. It looks like a large box covered in tarpaulin. She unfolds it a few more times, and it begins to take the shape of a canoe.
Oh,
That's cool.
And she's like, "Oh, if you like that, you'll really like this." And she holds up. Basically, it looks like a large wooden bow tie. And she just clenches her fist around it, and it shoots out in both directions and turns into
Turns into a what?
a paddle.
I know.
Oh yeah, sweet.
Helvig, when we get home,
Yeah,
the defenders are getting a cart.
yeah.
We're getting a cart.
We're getting a cart for sure. I will write it down in my brain because I
Okay.
don't have the thing. I
Don't worry,
have
I'm not gonna forget. Don't worry.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Yeah. We're gonna.
If you like, when we rest
we're
for
gonna
this
make the
evening,
alien paper a cart
I
because it's gonna be
can-
magic.
I can talk you through some of it.
Please. Oh my god, it's so cool. It's the best thing I've seen in this stupid place.
And then we can like travel around and solve problems easier with a cart.
I mean, you saw our faces in this stupid place. Selenox is gonna like gesture to Smoothie and me, like, first place you saw us. And then like start walking for the
Smoothie's jetpack is visibly not on his body at the moment. It is on the cart.
Ah, right.
Oh,
And he I don't think he would give too much away at this point, but he would just kind of go, "No, I'll take the boat."
Oh,
can
very well. I can accommodate a second smaller person, but so Smoothie, you are really the only one who is the correct size.
Okay.
Mr. Dewpoint, you can.
I can make
Do you
people
need to
fly.
breathe?
Yes.
How deep
Stares at
did-
Josh.
How deep do you reckon the water is?
Here I don't think too deep. Maybe 10 feet.
Because
Oh,
I'm a furnace, so I need the water out of my goddamn body.
In a flame.
Um,
In a flame is the point. Yeah.
But
I
got
still haven't
to,
worked out if I have a friggin' swim speed. I don't know how to find
I
that.
can
Oh, everybody has a swim speed. Unless it's stated otherwise, it's
I
half your
can-
movement.
make people.
Right.
I can make you fly, Selenox.
I can
And-
fucking.
Puffs up feathers.
Do you want? It's more like. I mean,
Tell you what, because I'm being nice, if Trish and Helvig can fly, they can give Selenox the boost that Selenox will need to get across without
glide
getting
over.
wet.
Well, I was like, I
Do you want
was kind of
that?
hoping that I would land not quite at the other side. I'm okay with that
Yeah,
as
all
long
right.
as I don't drown.
Yeah. In which case,
It's
let us say
10
that
feet. I don't think
Selenox
you drown.
is like toughing it out. I was like, no, I don't need help. I don't need help. I don't-"
I got
and
this.
tries and almost makes it. And Trish
Yeah.
and Helvig like swoop in at the last, get you the last few feet, and then you get your
It's
feet
fuck.
wet, but you don't get all wet. And you're like, no, it's fine. Leave me alone.
I was like, Trish is afraid of heights, right? So if I make Trish fly, I'd probably be assisting her with the fear. And just we slowly fly over, like it's
I'm
okay.
like 5 feet above the water,
Yeah.
just it's
Trish,
fine.
Trish just
fine.
Jesus is over.
Does now.
So yeah, Selenox.
I do that.
Selenox is gonna like find the highest point to the
I can
lowest
fly.
point and be like doing all this like maths, like
Yeah.
gets out a fucking ruler and shit. It's like working out
climb
the
a serious
geometry.
tree at the top of the
Yeah.
hill.
And
Is-
then like does a run up for
All
it.
right, let me give me an acrobatics check.
Okay.
19.
Wow, you're rolling well.
Great.
Okay, yeah, Selenox, you managed to get surprisingly high in a tree that really, like, we're like, wow, she can't actually be that heavy. Like, it's the armor, but you look a lot heavier than you actually are, and you managed to get quite high.
I'm just like
Um,
standing at the top of the tree.
Like, just there is a branch bent almost double underneath you as you are preparing to fly. At the very tip of the tree, and then you go for it as Esmerelda and Smoothie carry her canoe down to the river and begin paddling across. She offers the paddle to Smoothie. She says, I can if you would like, but I don't know if you've ever been on a boat before.
No. I'll sure, and I'll grab it. Not quite sure what end to hold, but I will do my best.
You hold the middle and then sort of propel us through the water, one on each side, so we don't go in circles. You'll probably get the hang of it pretty quick.
Okay. Well,
Again, you don't have to. I can do it, but I just thought you might like to.
yeah, we'll try. And I will attempt.
Yeah. It's like having recently just re-taught myself how to canoe. It's not that hard. 300 feet's a bit of a ways though, so yeah, give me an athletics check.
All right.
Basically, just to see how rapidly you get over them.
No, no, we're going in a circle. Damn it! No.
Don't worry about going perfectly straight. As long as we get there, the current is a little strong. Trish walks past.
Hi.
This is great. I can trick myself into thinking I'm not flying. It's awesome.
I
Esmeralda.
also walk because I might break the illusion if I'm also like just like.
All right, Selenox,
I
you
walk with
fly.
Yeah!
All right, Selenox, give me an athletics check.
Let's keep this
So
up.
many rolls.
15. All right. Selenox, you make it to within about 15 feet of the other shore. And yeah,
As
You-
Selenox is like coming towards the water.
no,
Like,
no.
Fuck.
You're like a seagull in the wind where it blows you backwards. You know, you ever seen seagulls just stuck in the air for like?
It goes from like a really graceful like full like battle glide into like this like
Oh, the wind currents aren't that good on this side of the river. And yeah.
You're very kind.
With a 15, you manage to. You don't stack the landing though, so you manage to get your feet under you just in time. There's a bit of a splash, and you're up to your knees in the river, but you manage to stalk out of the river without getting too much of the plumage wet. You're not going to have to re-oil your armor.
Yeah, cool. Stalk out, Matt. That's what I meant to. I just do like a feather, like. Nobody saw anything. Shut up.
Yeah.
As I'm
You
going
definitely
around
got
in
there
a circle
faster
still.
than everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Esmerelda is not going to take over, though. She is happy to sit and let Smoothie burn, unless she gets the vibe that Smoothie it would be okay with her taking it off him. Like, that was a good try, but here, give it to me. But that she won't necessarily do that unless Smoothie is visibly like, nah, fuck this, I hate this.
That's a good question. Yeah, actually, now that you mention it, I do get the feeling he would, like, the fact that he's trying this new thing and it's not working. He will hand over the paddle, but he looks visibly pissed off. Not at her, just kind of like.
She
Thanks.
goes, oh, well then. And then she twists it in half and pulls it apart. And she says, perhaps you do that side as you are stronger on that side. And I'll do the other side.
I appreciate it, but that's fine. Thank you.
Okay. She clicks them back together and she paddles. And you get over quite efficiently after that, though you are probably last. And she, when you get there, she says, Selenox, that was possibly the furthest I have ever seen anyone glide.
Sunlox is all like preeny. They're like feathers around her face, just kind of do a like.
On this plane, anyway. I have been to the Altar Heart. It's eminently possible to glide a long way out of that thing.
Yeah, you gotta get up pretty high.
So,
Where,
druid
where are we
circle.
closest to? You one or you two?
let me have a look at the map, because I don't have it up now either. You are much closer to U1, yeah.
Why don't we
I
start
figure
there?
you crossed from where you were, so
Yeah.
you would be quite a way up the river. You were basically, I would say, directly north of U6.
Is there anything important Jack forgets in U1 that we need to check out, or should we head straight to U2?
They look like just abandoned buildings, but you're now on the far side of the river.
Yeah, we're next to U6. We're on the other side of the river.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
We're not. We just
yeah.
crossed that river from that
We came
side.
from that side. We came from U1 side.
we came from the U1 side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, misunderstood. All right,
Yeah.
All right,
she-
so
Because
Selenox,
yeah, Selenox saw
you
something.
saw it.
I see.
well, yeah, it was up here. Are we all going, or are we setting up some
Okay.
sort of plan in case it's I don't know, ambush maybe?
I just
If it is
keep
a
flying.
Oh, sure. If it is a local or someone, it is possible that I know them, in which case I would not mind coming. Maybe I can grease wheels. However, I would be fine with going, I think, as a group.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Keep your
Yeah.
eyes out.
Shall
I've-
we go quietly?
Yeah, sure. Not my strong suit, but yeah.
I just fly.
Yeah. Helvig, you would have advantage on the stealth check, as would Trish, because she is also flying. Smoothie is a fairly quiet person anyway, as is Esmerelda. I will roll Esmeralda's stealth. She gets an
Stealth.
18 on the dice.
Oh, well, that's not with advantage. It's 10.
Hey,
It's a
look.
10.
10, 24 from Trish. Smoothie a 13. Yeah,
I'm just
or
a
now
comment
one. Yeah.
from the sky, like not stealthy at all. Like yeah.
Well,
I
are
got
you just
15.
are you walking along on the ground, but like just slightly above it, or are you
No,
actually
now
flying?
that Trish is like not in the water, I feel like I'm fine with flying.
Okay.
I can just be like,
So how high off the ground are you? Would you say?
how tall are the things?
They're about 20 feet, 25 feet at highest.
Let's say 50.
50 feet.
Yeah.
Okay. So your approach is, how did Selenox do? 15? Did you do it with disadvantage? Because you are wearing heavy armor? There's got to be
Yeah,
some downsides.
I did not, but are we in a forest?
No, not really.
All right, I'll do
It's
it.
a pretty open area.
A forest?
All right, 10.
10's not bad, though.
All things
Yeah.
considered, yeah.
All things considered. Yeah, two of you are
'Cause I
being
have
super
advantage
quiet.
in a forest, so I'm
Right. It would even it
neutral
out.
roll when it's a forest.
No, you are not within a tree line currently. You are,
Yeah,
broadly
okay.
speaking, the area is forested, but right now you ain't. Hey, Riveljacks. We are good despite things of late. Yes. We'll talk about that later. Yeah, you are reasonably quiet. Every now and again, there is the occasional clank out of Helvig. But yeah, any two of you can make perception checks. Looking for this person. I imagine Selenox would be one of them because she's the person who saw it the first time. Looking for basically you just saw a reflection of metal on sunlight on metal. Selenox is a 14. Smoothie is a very perceptive chap.
Yeah, if you want me to listen, that's fine. But I think he's in another world right now, so it depends. If it's a listen check, I'll roll. If not, he wouldn't be actively looking.
Okay.
Do you want to roll?
It's more of a
Okay.
look. Yeah. Rage looks.
Whoa.
Trish is perceiving.
Yeah. Trish, probably just because you're a little bit off the ground, you're floating a little bit. Hey, Mooncloud. You can see, you catch sight of a corvum, hiding behind the largest of the standing stones. Utilizing your just a slight advantage in height, you can look around them a little bit easier. You're floating, is how I'm imagining Trish is approaching this flying business. You see a corvum lady. She looks a bit older. She's not ancient, but she is an older woman. She is eyeing you all. You see her well after she's clocked all of you. It would seem that she's been watching you this entire time. The stealth was mostly unnecessary. She says she sees you and ducks behind the standing stone.
Well, it's okay. We don't mean any harm. We just want to talk. Hello.
The face comes back out and hello.
Hi. My name's Trish. We're just here looking for a friend.
No friends here left for you.
What's
Why do you
that
say
supposed
that?
to mean?
I am the only one here other than the witch. And she is friends with no one, and I don't know you.
Oh. What did the witch do? Did she do all this? Did she flood the place?
She reflooded it. The townspeople, the villagers, they returned. Started building. But Baba Lysaga seemed to think she liked it better that way. Why are you here? You seek someone, yes?
A man named Van Ricthen. Do you know him?
I know this name. I have not seen him here, though. Sorry.
That's okay.
You are... warriors?
Yes.
She steps out from behind the stone, revealing herself fully to you. She is wearing humble robes. She is not a fancy lady. She has a worn but functional-looking dagger in one hand and an old lantern, like quite a rusted one, but it's still very functional, in the other. The lantern is not lit because it's still daylight, and you would guess it was the lantern she used to signal you. And she says as much. I did not know if anyone would see. I wanted to warn you. The hag is powerful.
Well, thank you for the warning. I appreciate it.
Best to stay away from Berez. The rest of you would be there as well now.
Well, I'm
So,
50 feet up high.
so
Your friend may want to come down. If he can. The Baba is often busy at this time of day, but you never know what she might see.
Helvig,
Yeah?
come down.
Okay. But before I do, I just kind of like, while I'm at a higher vantage point, just like look over the town to see if like something changed when we crossed.
Perception check.
17.
Phoenix Iwaki, you bloody champion, thank you very much for the resub. 17. Doesn't look like anything has changed over there. You're now getting a different perspective on it. You can see a ruined churchyard, because you've come around almost 90 degrees from the perspective. Yeah, the church is as broken, if not more so, than all the other buildings. Like, the church and the mansion, now that you've had a good look, all the other buildings, it's water damage. The church and the mansion were destroyed. They were broken deliberately.
Okay.
well, that
Yeah.
makes sense. Because
I come down, but I don't tell anybody. But if I am sus of everything, and if this person even makes a slight aggressive movement or stabs Trish in the back, I will blast her with everything.
Noted. If you would like, you can make an insight check about this person. You are all welcome to, but
Yeah.
Helvig is the one who has announced deep suspicion. Smoothie and Helvig, she is, if you're talking fight or flight, she is a flight kind of person. The dagger is out exclusively for defense. She looks like she would definitely run long before she fought. She's a little old lady, an older Corvum lady with a little bit of grey in her feathers. Feathers don't normally change colour, but yeah, she has grey tips on the feathers around her head and beak. There's a sort of the frill underneath the neck that crows have. Hers has gone grey.
So, what happened to the rest of the folk from the town?
I was not here for all of it, but you will see the skulls around a paddock.
Oh. And why are you still here?
Zelenox, because you asked the question, a persuasion check, please. Come on, big money. She says,
Oh, can I sell it for an intimidation instead of a persuasion?
You'd still have to use the 4 though.
I mean, it makes it a 6
unless you
want
to try a different tack when she doesn't want to answer your question. She says, "I have my reasons, mostly to watch the Baba."
Right. Okay. So that's a little bit weird to be hanging out on a hill watching the witch that you're telling us not to go anywhere near.
I have
What's
not
your
gone
relationship
anywhere
with-
near her.
So what's your relationship with this Baba?
And now you are intimidating?
Yeah, I'm scary freaking
Sure. Make an intimidation check then. As she shrinks back from you.
I'm like, not full intimidation mode because I just fell into a fucking lake.
As this is happening, I will add in when it seems appropriate in the conversation. I'll just ask, were those your people?
They were not. She is mean to the birds, cruel. I like birds.
Ah, why didn't you just say that? I said that as soon as we got to the top of the hill, we should let the crows out, ravens out, whatever, the birds out.
If you can, I would appreciate it.
Right.
Though I caution you. You may well be able to get quite close to the building, the hut, without being heard because, and you'll note, the crows have not stopped cawing the entire time. I haven't got them in the soundtrack because you're quite a ways away, but yeah, they are. She says she likes the noise of the birds. She likes their distress.
Right.
And so she keeps them close, but they are loud, so you can get quite close. The cages, though, are magically locked, and I am not strong enough to break them.
Right. And what about those scarecrows? You seen them move?
I have never seen them move, but I notice occasionally that one is not where it used to be.
Yeah. Oh, I hate fucking scarecrows.
She uses them to collect the others, collect the crows. Actually, what am I saying? Apologies, I'm going to walk that back. They are ensorcelled.
The what?
She has seen them move. I apologize. Yeah, and she is kind of trying to encourage you to do a thing, so will give you the information she wants you to have. She says, yes, you must be careful of those. They are magically ensorcelled. They will stay still until you get near them. She uses them to capture the birds.
Right.
Okay.
And now that you're asking us to do a favour, I'm going to return to my original question. You're here because of the birds. You're going to need a little bit more than that.
Smoothie is like, if someone is helping.
I did ask, were these your people?
Yeah.
helps.
It can be persuasion, not intimidation, but you can do it with advantage.
Who?
Selenox, I think. She's the one asking the questions.
You're the one asking the questions, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I know. But intimidation is better. Persuasion, fine. There we go.
16.
16.
The way you asked was a much more sensible question. She says, I am bound by oath to care for those creatures, birds and the like. Seeing as the druids have forsaken theirs, I will not forsake mine. Unfortunately, I can do little more than watch, but I have others, friends, who are more capable than I, and will come in time if you do not wish to do us this favor. She, however, is wealthy.
Who?
The Baba. The
What are
hut
you
contains
implying?
many magical treasures.
Does it have diamonds?
I do not know exactly what her hoard is, but she has killed many adventurers like you
Right. Your friends.
over the years.
who are going to show up at some point. You want to elaborate slightly? We're going to like them. They're going to like us.
It all depends on your feelings regarding one Strad von Zarovich.
Right, thought you were going to say that. You talk first.
I can't speak for anybody else here, but as far as their company with me, I'm a Titan worshiper, so that should answer your question.
Father Knight. It does.
Therefore,
I appreciate it.
Ugh.
We are not at cross purposes. I am not permitted to reveal the secrets of my order.
Well,
But we
if
are
your
not
secret-
at cross purposes.
if your secret order happens to know where some diamonds are, if you feel like chucking one our way, that wouldn't hurt, considering what we're about to do.
I know the location of a particular gemstone, but it needs to be returned to the Wizards of the Wine's winery. It is in that hut. That is partially why I am here. My friends own that place.
Well, one step at a time. Let's see if we can take care of your birds.
I
If
think
we're
it is
feeling
why the
brave,
house
then we'll go from
moves.
there.
Right. So your friends aren't that fond of Strahd then?
No,
All
they
right,
are
cool.
not.
Glad we could clear that up.
Let's
All
have
right.
a quick aside, friends. One moment, please, ma'am. And then we're gonna huddle.
Huddle.
If everyone joins me.
Is
Alright, team.
is Esmeralda included in the huddle?
Yeah, she can come.
Of course.
Esmeralda
Included in the
Esmeralda
huddle.
wouldn't
She has a cool
Esmeralda
cut.
wouldn't force herself, but yeah, she would.
I'm going to
she-
pull Esmeralda
Okay,
into
I'll
okay.
the
signal.
huddle. Get
She's
in.
cool. She's cool.
Okay. We will talk.
Like two people grab
Yeah,
Esmeralda's arm.
yeah. Oh, apologies. We will be back soon. Yes.
If this hut is full of various magical stuff, it could be really useful to loot the shit out of it before we go up against Strahd. And if we're
Yeah.
planning to go against Strahd anyway, we should be able to defeat this Babaliska. If we can't defeat her, then we can't defeat Strahd, and what's the point?
I
I
reckon
don't
we need
disagree
more
with any of
info.
that.
What do you
Either
got,
way,
Esmeralda?
we should go and take care of these birds. That seems like
I
the
was
right
just
thing to do.
gonna kill the birds. Then she was like, you know, she needs them saved. So I guess that there goes that plan.
You were going to kill the birds? Why?
Yeah, she said. Well, she said that it like she loved them in distress.
Oh,
So
your solution was kill them.
I mean, if they were magically
I will
locked and
grant
can't
you they
open
wouldn't.
it,
I see. Perhaps, I mean, I do know the
That's-
spell Knock, which can open magical locks.
that's useful.
Oh,
I appreciate that you weren't just like, oh, I'll kill them then. That'll solve that. Okay, I was just curious.
Well, Esmeralda, you might not
Yeah,
know
that's
this,
fine.
but we have a very talented person when it comes to that sort of thing right next to us.
Lock
oh
picking?
yeah. One of my skills.
The birds. Okay. Either is good.
Or just
I will
smashing
say
them.
though, maybe we should release the birds on our way out if possible, because if they stop making noise, that will tip off the witch that someone's at her house.
Well, yeah, unless someone leaves something that also makes noise.
To be fair, we have to get through all the fucking scarecrows first.
And I would also like to know, Esmeralda, do you know anything about this witch,
Yes.
Babaliska? Yeah, tell us.
I was going to say, I am not the be-all and end-all on the knowledge of this place, but things related to Strahd, I know a little about. Babaliska was Strahd's midwife.
Sure.
Wait. As in, like,
Bore him into this
Babaliska.
world.
right, all right.
She is that old.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
She is a raptor woman. Or was once upon a time. I don't think the words would really apply anymore. She is quite mad as well, and a worshipper of a demon. And she looks dead at Smoothie and says, Mother Night. Which is new lore. So Jack is in no way expected to know it. But yes, there are a pair of demons called Mother Night and Father Day, who are the sort of anti Titan and Ardea, like opposites, and considered to be like the devil, essentially. And
I'm familiar with this term.
You would... Mother Night is like, all the nice things about Titan, she's not that. She's the opposite of that. It's unhealthy, necromancy, witchcrafty, sort of all that sort of vibe.
All this is telling me that unless there's anything else we really need to discuss, we should get moving before she happens to get home, shall we?
Well, yes.
Sorry, go on.
She is quite mad. She believes herself really to be Strahd's true mother. Though interestingly, she has never approached him on the subject.
How does Strahd feel about her, do you know?
Well, this is it. I suspect, and I don't know. He is, as she has never approached him on the subject, he is probably aware, but she has never gone to him and said, hey, you are my boy, I love you. Probably because she suspects he would turn her down. Because Strahd has love for exactly 2 people, one of whom is dead.
Right.
And the other of whom is Strahd, right?
Yes.
Yeah, just wanted to clarify.
Well, 3, but 2 of them are dead.
I was going to say, his brother and his parents.
But he did kill the brother, so...
Yeah, I mean, that's questionable from the stories I've heard.
It's iffy, it's difficult.
Okay.
Right,
well, it sounds like we know what we're gonna do.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is worth noting that it sounds like this Babaliska is going to be a fairly tough nut to crack if it turns out they are home.
And Esmerelda would say, one moment. I'm sorry, I do not know your name. And I
am Babaliska this whole time.
Gotcha! Summons Flying Skull. No, she says, I am Muriel. And Esmeralda says, Muriel, is the Baba home? And Muriel says, he rarely leaves. He is home now.
Okay.
Okay, well.
Okay.
If you wanted to get her out, maybe try and steal a goat.
A goat?
She keeps some goats. She captured mountain goats. I believe she eats them.
Have we seen a goat so far?
Helvig, your perception check from before when you looked over the village, you would have noticed a small pen of animals, livestock. Probably didn't. I mean, you think everything here is weird. So you like, and I don't know you've necessarily seen a goat
before.
Yeah. But you saw some furry, vaguely servant-esque creatures in a paddock behind the mansion. Like, you wouldn't have been able to see it from the road you came down, but now you're 90 degrees to it, you could see it.
Normally I'd be repulsed, but then I know Bennick, so wow.
You know, Esmeralda goes like, I'm gonna leave that one there.
If she's home, that does change things a little bit.
Right. So, could we just try and free the crows and then get out of Dodge? How far does that spell work?
No.
I don't believe it's a very
Just
long range
unlock them
spell.
all. Yeah.
Get like Trish to try and lockpick one while we cast like knock on the other one?
It is range
There's,
60
like,
feet.
multiple cages, right? Okay.
There you go. Yeah, 60 feet, and if you target a magical lock, it basically suppresses the spell for 10 minutes.
Ah, so we still have to get up to it.
You'd actually have to go up and open it, but you only have to open it. You don't have to unlock it.
Right, all right. Well, I guess are we up for taking on
I would suggest possibly a little bit of preparation. And this is Esmerelda. The scarecrows in numbers would make a powerful opponent. Perhaps lure them away.
That's pretty easy for me.
Well, quite. Lure them away, destroy them. And if you, for example, flew over, attracted their attention, and then rained fire down on them, they cannot hurt you. Do it far enough away she won't hear.
And then well, we probably need all hands on deck, but we could maybe release the goats at a similar time. Do a bit of a distract and deploy.
It might be later. We're trying to get the scarecrow. Well, I think for what Esmeralda is saying, we're trying to get the scarecrows away quietly, as in like I fly over and then lure them somewhere else.
Step 1, scarecrow. Step 2, goats. Step 3, birds. And then see where we go as far as
The
going
goats
in the
would
house.
lure her out. She has a spell
We don't
cast
want-
on the enclosure. If someone was to break it, the spell would go off, alarming
Yeah.
her.
So someone deals with the scarecrows. Someone after that deals with the goats. It draws her out. And then if she gets far away enough, we can deal with the birds and then see if we want to push our luck as far as the house.
Well, that's assuming that she follows the goats, another person who opened the goat cage, because you don't want to be there over there, the one person trying to fight the bloody midwife of Strahd.
I can make myself invisible if I.
Why don't we set up some kind of ambush? If we're drawing her out and we're doing it on our time, we can set up some kind of ambush before we release the goats. Couldn't
Yeah.
we?
I don't feel good about it, but she did literally drown in town, so.
The town, Muriel, if you're planning now, would you have invited Muriel into the circle a little bit? Muriel says, the town had barely gotten restarted when she arrived. She basically sought to return it to the situation Strahd had put it in. The villagers, however, she killed. Their skulls adorn the goat pen.
Charming.
Wow.
And
All
they
right,
are
well-
the alarm system.
Oh,
Oh.
that's dark.
I
Well,
am
what
sorry.
about
It is not nice what she does. This is why me and my order keep tabs on her.
What about the raven cages? Are they not alarmed?
I don't believe so.
But they will make noise
But you'll
as
notice.
they leave.
She'll
and there'll be a
notice when
lack
they
of
leave.
noise.
Yeah.
The ravens may be allies to you in this. They don't like her.
I volunteer for the goats. If that's the alarm, then I'll do it because I can make myself invisible. And more importantly, I feel like it should be me that she has a go at, and if I have to defend myself, then I'll feel better about all this.
We're going to have a chat about that at some point, kid. But before we do that, I reckon we're all going for the scarecrows, and then we all go for the goats. We're not doing any of
Why?
this one rushing into a bloody... Because...
Sorry, the scarecrows part. As in, that's like too many cooks in the kitchen kind of
No,
deal.
as in-
Because it has
as
to be
in-
somebody who flies,
Yeah, no.
so they don't
as
get
in-
hit.
No. I don't mean we're all flying over the fucking village. I mean, you're flying over the fucking village. We're going to be somewhere to back you up if you need it. And then
Sure.
we'll go and, if we're going to do the goats, we'll go over there. And then, sure, Smoothie might open the door, but we're going to be there if Smoothie needs us to back him up.
I'm not committing suicide. I understand what I'm saying.
Esmeralda
well-
says, perhaps I might suggest, if that house is animate, it might be dangerous. So maybe we want her not near it.
Right. So the ghost is a good plan.
Goats is a good plan. Start with the scarecrows. Whoever wants to do that. I don't think we're going to be able to keep up with Helvic while he's flying.
Oh, yeah.
So
I'll do
he's
that.
going to have to come back to us.
Cannot more than one of you fly?
I can make 2 people fly, but I can only do that one more time unless I rest now. Like just
We can do this
Meditate
on
for a bit.
our time. She is not
Oh.
aware of our. She is not aware of our presence.
well, it'd be better if we were on the other side of the river, so I don't have to spend before I chill for a bit. You know.
We can return. Muriel? Muriel says, I am no fighter. I wish you luck, and come see me again if you succeed. I will do my best for your bodies if you fail.
Thanks, mate.
Well,
I just nod. Okay.
Right. So let me get a so Helvig,
Mhm.
you want to take on all the scarecrows on your own?
Yeah, I mean, you guys can be like you say, you can be like in safety looking over to see if suddenly I fall or something, right? And it goes like horribly wrong, and you guys will be there for backup. But according to plan, without like an emergency, I should be able to just kill them by myself because I can shoot them while I'm flying.
All right.
Yeah.
if you
well-
take
I'll come back.
In that
Fish
case,
or Selenox, maybe Smoothie perhaps, you could... Smoothie also has magic, perhaps he could help with shooting things down. Trish looks like a mean shot with a bow.
Yeah, do you have enough arrows? Do you think you can salvage them? But I do. Sorry, I don't. You don't have to do it. It requires flying.
I can do it. It's fine. It's fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
what are you feeling a bit scared, Trish?
No.
No. Well, I mean, it's fine. It's fine to be scared. Everyone feels scared sometimes.
I just think it's logical for someone who doesn't have wings to stay near the ground.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. I'll be honest, I'm not going to be much help. I'm more of a close quarters kind of fighter.
Okay. Well, if you're fine with it,
I am
mean,
fine
I'll be
with
there.
it.
Okay.
I am now.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. It'll be Trish and myself, so we'll finish faster than just if I was by myself.
Smoothie, yeah, you got your bat wings, don't you? You want to shoot some moonbeams down from the sky?
Oh, well, probably not that intensive. I want to save it, right, for the big one, the big lady.
Whatever.
I don't know magic.
I don't know.
that-
I don't know. You just rain fire down from the sky. I don't know how you're gonna do that shit.
That moonbeam is very eye-catching, which is not what we want to do.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
The
That's
the jetpack's broken anyway.
Oh okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well,
Well-
how about Smoothie and I set up base camp at some point, and if you need any help or you get, scared, you give us a signal, and we'll take care of them from the ground for you.
All right, come on, Helvig, let's go.
we have to cross the river first.
So you cross the
It's
river,
fine,
and then
then
you're going to have a
rest.
short rest, and then
Well-
you're going to do this bit.
I do have one more suggestion, which is like if we're really going whole hog and we think we're going to be fighting this lady, then I don't know if a long rest is on the cards or what time it is. What time is it? Because that would change my.
Sort of 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah, I don't know. That sounds well. Look, there are more options as far as what I can do. For example, I can cast more trap-like spells.
I understand.
But I can't do it unless I have an 8-hour nap. So
Yeah.
You gotta
Um,
sleep on that shit, hey?
yeah, gotta think about it.
I mean, do you want to sleep
Well,
here?
I mean, do
Is
we
this,
want
like,
to
further
do it
away?
We could do this at night. Would we benefit from this?
Maybe.
Midnight-ish.
Fair odds the witch is capable of seeing in the dark.
yeah,
Oh,
I'd say
certainly.
that's probably not a disadvantage.
Also,
Everyone
the
can see in the
scarecrow
dark,
killing
right?
fire would be more
Quite
noticeable.
obvious at night. Well, we
Night.
could always, I mean, do you reckon?
Well, if we kill them now and then wait, she
Yeah.
might notice that. She might like, yes, fresh air outside, and then there are no scarecrows.
From what I remember, the scarecrows don't make noise. So, for example, what I can do is if I get to have a rest and meditate, then I could, for example, cast silence so that you can quietly get their attention.
What, the scarecrows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any noise, does make visuals, but I'm assuming you're attacking and running, correct?
Yeah, that's the plan.
So,
Well, how fond are
Or
these?
just like tease them, like, man.
How fond are these scarecrows? Is Bubba? What's it? How like? are they gonna notice?
Muriel would chuck in. They are tools to her. No more.
So, if they disappear, wouldn't they just think that they've gone on a scavenger mission for more ravens?
Quite possibly.
No, maybe.
So, it's possible. It's possible we could
Yeah.
lure them away, do whatever we do with the scarecrows. Smoothie and I will find some popcorn and watch the show, and then have a rest after that.
Okay. Sure.
so scarecrows first and then a rest. Is that what we're
Yeah.
saying?
And then everyone's at tip-top condition
As
to
in, like,
take
a
on
long
Bubba.
rest.
What's it?
As long as you're
So-
happy to do it at night.
I can't do it quiet. Well, possibly. Nothing I can do can really help us do that quietly, but we can certainly start with the scarecrows.
Okay.
I'm in tip-top now, so I don't care when we do it.
Esmerelda looks at you, Selenox, and says, "We know, Selen. We know. It is everyone else who requires a little bit more time.
Yeah, well, it's hard, being me.
Must be difficult carrying all that around with you." She says, "I can cast greater invisibility if you are wanting." Dreaded GM is raiding! Oh, Dread, you bloody champion. Thank you so much for the raid, Terrace! Hey, buddy. Bloody Zeros, you bloody champion. Raid! Throw your favorite raid emotes up in chat, guys. What were you doing? Wooten Forge as well. Hey, Aaron, how you going, buddy? Dread, you bloody legend, you fucking champion. How are you, mate? Happy Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy 2023. All of that stuff. You were discussing, were you? Were you discussing? I'm sure you were. Yes. Give them all the hearts, all the love. Marvelous people. We will also, yes, I have been discussing it much times. We will be getting to that maybe a little bit later, perhaps.
I sent you a private message on Zoom, by the way, bro.
So guys, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you had a great time. And I also do need to say thank you very much, Kusha, for the follow, you bloody champion.
PvP.
Good on you, mate. Avast and such, you wee scallywag.
Private message, eh?
Keep creating.
See you.
Exactly, Dread. Could not say it better myself. Biggest love, much wow. Yes, my love to your family, Dread. Happy New Year, buddy. Where did your puppy go? Sir.
All right.
So if we take a rest, there's benefits. If we want to deal with this now, we can. We can split it up. I don't mind. I'm just telling you that I can do more things if I have time to do it.
I can cast...
I think
Oh, sorry, please.
me and Helvig right now take care of the scarecrows. Selenox and Smoothie, why don't you do a little bit of recon on the goat area? We meet back here when it's done, and when you have more information on what the place looks like, we can discuss ambush traps.
What? So I don't get to watch the burning scarecrows with the popcorn?
No, we've got things to do.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, all right.
Nice.
All right, have fun looking at goats. And
Yeah,
I
well,
will.
what about Esmeralda?
Esmeralda
I'm
says...
leaving.
Esmeralda
All right.
says,
I
well,
have to
you're
go
walking
over
back
there.
to the river. to get back.
Can
Esmeralda
Jack
says,
quickly get a clarification? We're getting scarecrows and we're doing goats in the same.
No,
No.
we're just
You're
scoping. We're
reconning
scoping.
at the same time.
Scoping.
Yeah, recon. Then we meet back to discuss how we're gonna ambush.
these
We're
two are
gonna.
not great at recon.
You're
but-
reconning scarecrows and we're reconning goats.
No,
You're reconning goats. We are killing scarecrows. Trish is already at the bank. She's leaving.
Is
you
Trish
have-
still flying, or is Trish just standing at the
Yeah,
bank?
you've
just
run
like-
out of
longer
fly.
than 10 minutes. I have to
So-
cast it again.
I love
yes.
it. I love it. Trish just
here's-
reaches the bank.
So Trish and Helvig, are you going to kill the goats, kill the scarecrows before you have a short? Helvig has a short rest.
Yes.
Yes.
Because that seems
think
that's the
that's right.
energy I'm getting from
That's what
Trish.
It's
Trish is
now,
rushed
yes.
out to
It's
do.
fine.
We were like,
It's
okay,
fine.
that wasn't any of the plans you said, but Esmeralda does say,
This is what happens when you piss Trish off.
Would you either of you like to be invisible while you do
It
this?
only lasts for a minute, yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it does mean, but greater invisible, you can do. It might help Selenox more. Selenox, how are you planning on getting back across the river?
Oh no, I'm gonna work it out when I get there. No, I don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to find another fucking tree.
And do multiple rolls. Just to not-
It's like, But like, as they're going to the river, I'm like, I could have used. Oh, don't worry, a lift. Maybe I was gonna ask this time.
Why did you antagonize her like that?
I was just.
Yeah, no, that was
This
a
is-
bad call.
This is what I do. That's me being friendly, mate. Jeez.
Yeah, I know, but like you do that to me, but like Trish,
Oh my God.
Trish, if you haven't noticed, Trish's standard calling card is to yell at things that she stabs. That's her thing.
Yeah. Well, now she's gonna do a good job of stabbing the scarecrows. I'm gonna. Well,
And she
anyway.
is worked up, so that might be good.
Yeah,
Um,
I was just trying to get her
Look,
in the zone.
Selenox, perhaps. How much rope do you have? That's not enough.
Why? So she can hang herself? What are we talking about?
I mean, she's already done a fairly good job of that, but
That's well, that, like,
I was being friendly, guy. I was being friendly just because none
I was
of
just
you-
thinking you could take the boat, but I have to get it back to get me over. Perhaps you.
I have
can't
rope.
Really, it won't.
I have
yeah.
rope.
You
The
know
rope.
what? It's fine. I'm gonna get her. And I'm like, yeah. So Celodox, everyone else is going towards the bank, and I'm going up.
You're
I'm going
going
up
back
the
to the
hill.
standing
I'm
stones.
going back as high as I can
I'm
fucking
gonna climb a
get.
standing stone, aren't you?
Yep, I'm really.
That's probably the
yes,
highest point
yeah,
you can find
whatever is the
nearby.
highest.
Yeah.
And then
Selenox,
From-
best bet, you are going to get halfway.
I've got the Tony Soprano quote. It's like, I'm just breaking balls. That's just
Yeah.
repeating in my head.
Yeah.
all right. So
Esmeralda and Smoothie walk one way, and as they do, Esmeralda turns to Smoothie and says, "They're all a little highly strung."
I can't relate. No.
No, I can see that. Do you think we should offer to take her armor with us? We could probably manage that.
Who's
That way she
Sonox?
won't get it wet when she inevitably goes in the drink.
How I imagine she's already started running for the standing stone.
She's
right?
probably
Like-
has, yes.
Celodox
That's
just
Like me
reappeared.
yelling across the bank would be sort of counterintuitive to what
Like,
we're trying
you
to
are
do.
you are walking down towards the river. Neither of you have crossed the river yet. The Trish and Helvig are gone.
You fucking left me. Fuck you.
Hey, you didn't need any help getting over here.
Selenox comes back down the hill, like got all the way up the hill, was like, fuck, walks back down the hill.
Actually, yeah, no, I think Smoothie would have been able to figure that out based on his
Hey.
own passion for flight and gone, no, shit, just give it a second.
Yeah,
Take-
she'll be back.
takes the like plate armor off, keeps the shield, and is like, it's like a hold my beer, but it's hold my armor.
Okay, oh, gee, oh, how do you...
Yeah, it's fucking heavy. And then she like heads back up and gets on the top of the standing stone ready to do her leap. But she's got the shield ready.
Right.
So yeah, we're gonna do.
I
some
love
surfing.
this. Yes, Ro.
We had a mission.
And Esmeralda watches and she says, I think I know where she is going with this, and she would not want me to make her invisible while she does it.
Or she would, depending on if she makes it or not.
Yeah, if she stacks it or not. Okay, let's go. And so it's like, she may need fishing out, so let's shall we?
Go into the middle? Yeah, okay.
Shall I paddle?
I really hope I land very close
Actually-
to where the boat is.
Actually, for the sake of brevity, Smoothie will kind of like apologize because just, we don't need to roleplay it, but like he will apologize and attempt to do his best to paddle. He's not in such a bad mood as he was before. I imagine it's still very poor, but he will.
Is
do his best.
it related to the broken backpack?
Oh,
His mood?
that's a question that characters can ask me, I think.
Okay. She says
That's why I wanted my popcorn, but whatever.
She snaps the paddle in half and gives you one of them.
Yeah.
And yeah, you two paddle across, no checks required. Selenox, there is going to be so many checks.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I will just check in with Trish and Helvig quickly. So, what is the plan?
Okay, so we're actually.
There are 7 on the map. Give me a compass direction on the map where you are looking to approach the map from.
Just do like a. Okay, Trish, we have 10 minutes to do this before we fall, including now when we fly away from the bank. We are fast, or like 120 feet fast, so it's like barely enough time to just. Like, it won't take us much time to cross, but I'm just saying that that's what the time we're working on.
Okay.
We're clear where this is our pre-flight, our safety check. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Like, don't let her get to you, man.
Trish, I really want to survive this.
Don't listen
Like,
to that mean lady.
Don't let the bird
perfect.
folk wind you up.
You're perfect, sweetheart.
And in Trish's
that'd be
mind,
cool.
you hear, "Hey Trish, you scared, Trish?"
Just war flashbacks to
Flash.
fucking Nevermore. It's fine.
Helvig, Selenox said something mean to me.
How
What
hard
was
could it be?
Rachel?
Helvig, we're setting hay on fire. How hard can it be?
Sure.
Let's just round them up somewhere and blast them. It's fine.
Okay. Let's see. We look over yonder at
Yep.
the thingies. I can probably. Does the hut have like windows?
Yep. It
Does
has
the
some.
roof like block them at a certain like height?
Yes.
Yeah, I wanna
actually,
do,
let
like,
me
a-
just check. I don't think it does have very many windows. Rick. So
That's
if you
okay.
approach from a particular side, you might be fine.
Like I'll probably. I'm imagining I'm doing like, if Selenox and Co. Sorry, it had to be Selenox because she.
Yeah, fair.
She's ghosting. Is coming back northwestern way. That I'll probably just like snatch all the scarecrows in a counterclockwise direction from that. So I
Yep.
steer the scarecrows away
Is-
from them.
So you're wanting to go
Are
sort of over the temple, over U4, like west of the village.
What are like the tallest ruins? Because maybe we could get them behind that before we start blasting.
Oh, definitely, good idea. Or you could like to the area to the west is lightly forested. That would be the place I would suggest you do the burninating.
Yeah. Okay.
We don't have to be that high to get out of their reach. So we fly over
No,
most
no.
of them to sort of get them in a group and then get behind the biggest bit of cover
Yeah. But we do have to be high enough that we don't get spotted by the lady in the hut. That's what I'm saying. And then we can like come back down when we've lured everyone.
The hut only has windows at the front. So from a certain side, you'd probably be fine.
Okay. But we have to get
Omi, the answer
all of
is
them, or-
2 days. She killed a vampire day before today. She killed a vampire yesterday. And technically it had a soul.
Okay, okay. Considering I can cast this on both of us, Trish, can you like find like a spot where we can like kill them, and then I'll see you and then like try and lure them all to you. Because I'm more used to flying.
That's a good idea. Let's do that.
Okay.
Okay, so Trish is going to go west of the village over the trees and have Helvig lure them that way.
Yeah.
And you're going to get a decent distance away before you start blasting so that the witch does not hear when added in with the crow noises. So, Helvig, I suppose the big trick is, consider this question while I go back to Selenox. How do you get the crow's attention? The scarecrow's attention, rather. And Selenox, let's describe what you are doing. Because it's epic.
Depends on some rolls.
Yeah.
But
an athletics check to determine how far you get, and then an acrobatics check to determine how cool you look when you surf.
right.
Unless you would make a pitch for a different ability.
No, I reckon I'll know all right on those ones. Yeah. So Selenox is got no armor, so it's like underneath the armor stuff, pretty light. Climb up the top of the bloody ruins. Hope this is okay with everyone. Up the top, or the very top, and then like get real ready for it. Got the shield out, ready to go. Doing another like picks up a piece of like grass or whatever.
Hold up, just a second. So you're climbing to the top of one of these standing stones.
Yeah.
Yeah. The biggest one in the center is probably your best bet. In which case, Omi, can I get an exclamation mark Arcana in chat, please?
Fuck.
You are touching a druid circle.
Yeah, fuck.
Could be good. Could be good.
I'm gonna turn into like a flamingo.
Well, that would be nice because flamingos might be better
Can
at
actually
flying.
fly. Magic swirls around Omi as they make an Arcana check. An 8. Force is strong with this one. As you climb Selenox, there's a couple of like swirly symbols carved into the stone itself. They glow faintly, as your probably your senses are a little bit tingly at this point. You're like, okay, I'm getting in bird mode. And so you, as you're climbing up this, you see, one of the symbols is glowing faintly and pulsing just a little bit. It is a green light. Make me that athletics check. 15. So you don't get very far. You're going to make it no more than halfway. So you're going to have to surf 150 feet.
Cowabunga, baby.
Now, because of that last comment, I will allow you to make this acrobatics with advantage.
Thanks.
Also, because this is a great thing, and one way or the other, you would have getting inspiration, so you can have the inspiration for this roll.
All right. So I got to the top. Nothing creepy happened. Just a glowing.
Nothing. Just the magic activated a little bit, but not a lot.
All right. Cool. So I'm gonna, when I get to the top, before I jump, I'm gonna just like check that everything's still intact, because you never know with that like Arcana shit. And then do my like leaf and then dive. And so not very far, and that's I didn't do advantage, so well that's all right. That's a good one. All right, let's see if I can get a 20 to beat that. Nah, but they were both pretty good.
They're both
So
pretty
23.
good. All right, bro.
Let's go and surfing USA.
Yeah, you are. A 20,
Inside, outside.
23. Smoothie and Esmeralda are paddling across, Pocahontas style, and then, scooting past on the crests of the waves is Selenox, wings out, furiously flapping to keep herself propelled on this shield top. I am going to have someone in chat roll Bishop Blood. Can you roll me, please, a D100? You are going to. I will do some math in my head regarding what this 21. All right.
I'm not sure how I feel about that yet.
Basically, I was going to add 50 to it. That is how many feet you get. So you got 71 feet of the remaining 150 across the river with your surfing bird.
Which sounds about where we would have been anyway.
Yeah, she overtakes you, but not for long before the river wins. I'm
like having a great time up until that point as well.
Yeah.
Like Selenox is like, whoa, I got this, baby.
Esmeralda looks at it and just says, "That is significantly better than I thought she would do. I'll be honest."
Never counter out.
No, never bet against Selenox. This is what I am learning. Okay. And then she starts taking on water and drifting down into the surf. Selenox, the wings keep beating. You keep trying to keep getting going, but about 50 feet short of the river edge, the river bank, you land, and you are standing in about 5 feet of water.
Oh yes,
Nice.
I can stand. That's all right. I'll pick up my shield and be like, yeah. I reckon that was half bad.
Smoothie and Esmeralda overtake you again.
Yeah, which by the way, our boat is absolutely taking on water and we're paddling as fast as we can because we realize that the armor is way too fucking heavy.
Well, at the second they come past me, I'm definitely doing that. Like, I do this when I'm at the ocean.
Sure.
When the wave's coming for you, and you're like, "Nah, fuck, I'm getting out before that wave hits me." It's just like,
out of the water with the shield above your head.
I will jokingly steer the boat to run her down, but not actually. Not actually.
Race you want?
And she's like, Esmeralda's like, no racing. We don't want to take on any more water. I didn't want to get wet today.
Why? It's lovely. I'm gonna splash her because I like trying.
Look at them.
You are still a good
time.
300-400 feet away. She will splash back. She will use the oar to splash you back.
Yeah, I don't get it. Lovely. Yeah.
Is it hot over there, Jack? Oh, excellent. Yes.
Thank you for that.
I'll get in the spirit of it. The owl is wet. And
if I'm wet, we're all wet.
I'm going to leave that one right there and paddles.
No.
Whatever does it for you, my friend. And
for the whole family.
And I think on that note, we will go for a short breaklet. That exceptionally kosher note from the Year 2 teacher. We will go for a short break.
I'm actually a Year 1 teacher.
Oh, even better. I apologize. Alrighty, well, we will back very shortly, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Dread, thank you so much for the raid, you bloody
That was
champion.
refreshing, actually.
And yeah, I know, that was bold. And we will be back in 5 to 10. See you soon, guys. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Avast ahoy and g'day once again to ye mateys. We be back for more Humblestroud or Strumblewood, depends on how you want to put it. I like that. Strumblewood is fun.
Strumblewood
Midnight
sounds like a
and
baked
Madness.
good.
Yes, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I would like some Strumblewood.
Strumblewood. Yep.
Delicious. So, Selenox just crossed the river in a really groovy way, but did get a little wet. Smoothie and Esmerelda got slightly wet, and it was mostly Selenox's fault. And Trish and
Entirely.
Helvig
I have
did
that
not...
effect on people.
Valid. And Trish and Helvig aren't wet at all.
Boo.
Because they didn't see what Selenox did. So,
Boo.
I suppose Smoothie, Selenox, and Esmeralda, that probably took way more time than what Helvig and Trish
Then it should
normally
have.
do.
Yeah.
So, Helvig, how do you attract the attention of these scarecrow boys?
We also did not set up where we were going to meet up after this.
No.
Just heads up.
No, it's
So
it's
Esmeralda
go
would
now.
probably
Didn't
like
have
to
time
return
for
to
a
her
fucking
car.
rendezvous.
No,
Let's go
No.
now.
girls pissed each other off.
Yep.
For a moment, I consider summoning Pier, but then it's like Pier. He'll get absolutely
Bad.
yeah. He'll get debated by the scarecrows. Wait, they haven't had ranged attacks before, right?
No.
It's fine. That this is the whole point of flying. So yeah, I will summon Pier
Who can fly?
as we fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pier can fly.
Yeah.
And then
Big complaint.
like, hey buddy, I'm gonna fly with you just in case they do something weird this time.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna because Pier's a tiny boy.
Little boy.
Pier's a small boy. I'm
Here
gonna be
is,
like,
for those joining us now, a little mechanical dragon, essentially.
yeah. This won't be that cool and it'll be very weird, but I'm gonna minor illusion around Pier in a bird, like a crow.
Ah, ooh.
That's great.
It's pretty. It looks like a 5 frames a second video of a bird.
Yeah, it's just bad.
Yeah,
Well,
but it's as good as it needs to be. So that's very clever, Dan. I like that. Do you have inspiration?
I do, and I was waiting on using it because goddamn, this might be sus.
Do you wanna? Let's have a roll with advantage then, because that was a very good. I will give you a second inspiration to use right now, for a deception check on these scarecrow boys, to deceive them with a facsimile of a raven of Pia.
Pog.
Pog. Very nice. Pog's in chat
Yeah.
for a 23. Is very, very good. And that we've had a new follow. Asach. Asach. Thank you very much for the follow, you bloody champion. Avast, matey, and hoy and such to you. You wee scallywag. A 23. This competent representation of a raven lands near the nearest scarecrow, and its head sort of snaps around. And it begins jankily moving towards Pia, who goes, Pia! And in your head you hear, caw!
Good job, buddy. You're doing it. I reply back in my head. I'm
Chad!
basically like
Chad!
a center of town, like coordinating, like seeing if all the scarecrows have like looked over and like guiding Pierre, like those people need to see you, etc.
So he flutters over to a couple more. Once 2 or 3 of them have been alerted, the others seem to start moving as well. They make sort of dashing runs towards him, but he keeps fluttering out of their way, mostly by flying. What is his flying speed?
Oh god, that is a pseudo dragon's flying speed.
Mechanically, he is a pseudo dragon, yes.
60.
60, cool. So he is eminently capable of
Yeah.
staying out of their way. And yeah, with that big old 23 you just rolled, he manages to lure them towards you as soon as you're not invisible or anything. So as soon as he flies anywhere near you, they even seem more interested because you're also there. He manages to gather up all 7, and they are following him and you. Presumably you try to lure them away, and they do follow.
Yeah, we now start to float over to Trish,
Yeah.
And then we kind of like both glance back and be like, okay, that's where Trish is. Hey, come get us, you bitches.
You would probably go 500 feet or so back towards the tree line, where Trish is sort of floating. I would say probably no more than 15 feet above the air, above the ground.
Yeah.
Above that specific air. Before you spring your cleverly wrought trap that they walk straight into because they're very dumb boys. And you commence blastinating, I imagine. So,
Yeah.
So
I
Trish is
load
15
the
feet
clear
above the
gun.
ground. Yeah, Helvig is going to presumably just wail on them with Eldritch Blast. Trish, your method of attack will be your bow?
Probably. I have a question. If I click my speedy boots, does that affect my flying speed or nah?
Nah.
Nah, that's okay. Question number 2. Is there some way for me to make like flaming arrows, or do I not have that kind of equipment?
No, you have a flaming lance. You do have it's a spear with a reach, so you could like I could see you stabbing down at them, and you are a rogue, so free disengage.
Okay. I'm gonna fly just out of reach of them and downward stab with the lance. Just
very
top of the skull. Just that's how I'm doing it.
All right, Trish, I will get you to make. Let's have 5 attacks from Trish, and Helvig, you can do double. You can double shot, can't you?
Yeah.
It's 10 attacks from Helvig and 5 attacks from Trish. And the DC is 11. They do not have a very high AC. So just count me the number of attacks that actually beat 11.
Okay. Wait. Oh, well, that's 1. Oh, Pog. Let me roll 11 d20. 10 more d20. 9. Actually, I cannot count. I need to be 11. So everything above 4.
Nail it.
Have you gotten below a 20? Have you gotten below a 21 yet?
I don't think so. It's a great lance, man.
It is a really good lance, yeah. And these boys are pretty stupid.
Expand, you fool.
What's the plus?
The plan backfired on
slightly.
Me pretty hard. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine. 6, 11.
6, 11. There's another 1 there. What's your modifier?
10. Plus 7, so it has to be above 4.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, I can see him. Here we go. 6, 11, 15, 7, 13, 7, 9, 7, 10. If you just hover your mouse over them, it shows you.
Okay.
That's like 9 of them. I think that's all.
Yeah, that's all of them.
It looks like you didn't miss a single one of them.
I didn't miss. Yep.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I just like hold here and there, like.
Well, you can do this time then, Helvig. 10 d10s.
Oh
and
my
Trish,
god!
you can
my
do
Eldritch Blast
your damage 5 times.
Cool.
10d10 plus 40.
Wow.
Oh, I rolled like I see some 1s in there. Oh, and some 10s. 98.
98.
Total.
Yeah. Cool. Get a calculator. So. All right. So 98. You managed, Helvig, to just straight up ice 3 of them. Just pew, 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 just peering them out one at a time. Trish, how much damage is this ember? Now, Trish, there will be 5 sneak attacks worth of damage as well.
Shoot. Okay.
And I don't know, is she raging?
Are you angry?
I think she's pretty angry.
I mean, I pissed her off.
Yeah.
I feel like raging would make sense. So
yeah. So add 2. Well, add 10 damage then. That's 10.
Hang on, let me just do my 5 sneak attacks.
Wasn't there like 7? Just remember how many there were.
So Rach, it's 3d6. You can just roll 9d6s.
I'm doing this now. This is
okay.
what we're doing.
We're just gonna go up and add all of those numbers together.
We've
Yes,
committed,
I am. It's
committed to
happening.
the bit.
Commit to the bit.
19.
Oh.
30.
One more. All right, hang on. I'll add all my numbers. It's fine.
Because I am doing this. I am doing this math. It's a lot. Can you beat 98?
102.
Not
Sneak attack
bad.
is busted.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did more damage with 5 attacks than Helvig did with 10. But
That's what happens when you piss Trish off. See, I was helping.
100...
You're welcome.
Yes,
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Oh, you better not say that to her face.
Trish, you managed to decapitate 3 more, basically looking at them like.
What's Trish picturing while she's doing these decapitations?
Seeing Selenox's face on every single one of them.
Honestly, she's still a bit traumatized from the last encounter with these. She's afraid of the scarecrows straight up. She's afraid of flying. She's having a terrible time, and she gets insulted. Bad day. This is a bad day for Trish.
Trish, as you swoop down at the last, however, because it's not technically combat, I'm just for a little bit of flavor, the last one takes a leap off the back of its dying friend and is going to dive at you to make an attack back at you.
The last guy. We only killed 6 of them.
I kind of want to have a turn. So yeah, I'm gonna. Oh, they are! Oh, no, all of your attacks were magical, hey.
Yeah.
He's basically gonna make 2 slash attacks at you.
Right, we're just gonna
on and slash.
uncanny dodge the first one.
Yeah. Look, Trish, I'm pretty sure neither of them fucking hit you. I rolled a pair of 7s. Which, and I need a plus 10 to beat your AC, so probably does not.
Whee!